Oh my god. What's up, everybody? My name's Josh.
And my name's Nick.
And we're here to give you
a reality check. It's a long one today.
I have so many opinions, and you're going to have to listen to them.
Yeah. Alrighty, if you are a fan of reality television from all things Survivor, Big Brother, RuPaul's Drag Race, Traitors, and everything in between that involves eliminating some hoes, we're your new best friends, so grab a seat and grab a snack because we're getting into RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 5. We're like getting our teeth in.
No, like we're
into
the thick of it. Like when you bite an apple and you have to finally turn, like we're at that turning point because
we're holding it and doing the top and the bottom.
Yeah, no, exactly. Listen, if you know, you know. A nice crisp resolution.
The crazy thing is that we're 5 episodes in and we've only eliminated 2 girls. But you know what? We'll get into the badunkadonk tank a little bit later in the episode because Michelle was also getting into her. So we'll talk about it. I
have some. We're going to get into when we get into it.
I'm like,
where are we?
I don't know where to start. Like, what happened?
We walked back into the workroom, and JOE, we forgot the Ella. She was eliminated in that blanket quilt mattress RuPaul, pink underneath, wanna be nothing. And
I think the entire room went like, you know, like there was definitely a sigh of relief and a little bit of like a weight lifted off of the workroom.
For sure.
It's crazy, like nobody really even like mourned her. It was kind of like
no one mourned Joella.
Yeah. No one mourns the Ella. Like
oh my god.
And so we head over to the couch and, you know, we have some disappointed girls. Crystal is feeling snubbed yet again, which rightfully so.
Yeah.
And, you know, Corey is calling it out. Crystal's pissed, you know.
Would you be pissed?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like, especially when you walk. I mean, look, we're going to get into the judging of this episode as well, but last week too, like, I just feel like for whatever reason, the audience and the judges and the queens are all on a different wavelength.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was interesting. How have you felt about the judging?
This episode specifically, the judging definitely was not something that I agreed with. But also, like, let's not sit here and act like the girls don't have drag delusion, because this is what, the second, third episode where every single queen is like, I'm safe, I did the best, I did amazing. And I'm like, are we watching the same show?
There is definitely some drag delusion going on with a lot of our queens. And it's interesting to see that, like, some of them know they're delusional and are just like, I'm going to be delusional. And others just don't know that they're delusional, you know? And they're like, you know, like, so it's interesting to see, but I would definitely be upset because it's like, you know, so close but no cigar, especially like if I was Crystal. That quilted look last week was one of my favorite looks of this whole season and of like the new era of Drag Race. Like,
that quilted look, she had the quilted, the jacket, the red suit under the I'm sorry.
That was last week. If you want to hear our opinions about last week, go check out last week's episode because there's much more discussion about it there. I want to talk about the new day in the workroom. We come in and Ariadne is ready to stir up some chaos.
I was literally about to say she had her little devil horns up. She's ready to go and eat the girls.
Do you want to tell the viewers what you said about Ariadne when they came into the workroom? Would you like to share?
I said, Ariadne, I would top you. I said it. Listen.
And then he said, those devil horns give me something to hold on to.
Listen. Okay, maybe you said that, but maybe you said that, but I'll claim it.
So, are there any other cutie patooties in the workroom for you?
No, I mean like Corey's very handsome. Corey's the closest person to like that I would. I know. Corey's the closest person that like I would like really be attracted to, but like I'm a 6'1" man, and like Corey's giving like that 5'10", 11, 6 foot energy, and like I want to talk king, and like like that's just the unfortunate truth. Like there's just no one big for me.
Josh wants a skyscraper.
No, like, I mean I'm 6'1". I want someone who's like what is there going to be a freaking monkey climbing a tree when they're trying to top me? Like come on.
Like you need to live your petite fantasy, and you deserve it.
No, like in my head I'm 4'10" and I'm 500.
You are. Yes.
I'm 4'10" and I'm 50 pounds. But...
Yeah, I think there are some cuties. I think Corey is so handsome. I think Crystal Envy is a very attractive man.
Well, yes.
And who else? I also think that Acacia is really handsome too, out of drag.
Well, that's because you love a butch-looking queen with a mullet.
I don't know what it is. I think it's just that southern charm.
This is going to be crazy. I think Acacia looks better out of drag than in drag.
That is a heinous thing to say. That's so effed up. Oh my god.
Nurse!
So our morning kiki is broken up by one Ms. Rupaul Charles comes storming into the workroom.
Black suit with like what, white trim?
Yeah, just a nice simple little black suit.
Looked great.
Looking sharp. And we find out that the best, most amazing challenge from season 16 will be making its sequel debut in RDR Live, which had such a great fan reception last year. And they were like, you know what? Everybody must have loved it. Let's do it again.
I hate RDR Live. Listen, I don't like SNL. Drag me for it. I don't care. I don't think it's funny. I don't get the comedy. It's not like it. I don't laugh.
Josh is not a sketch comedy improv kind of person. No,
I think all of it was cringy. Every single person, in my opinion, was like a below 5.
Yeah, there were a lot of very mid-safe performances this week. But what I want to get into is role picking. RuPaul says, here's the folder.
The pink envelope.
Decide amongst yourselves.
And which is so dangerous.
Yeah, and immediately it's like, ching, like claws out, and the girls are, going for what they want.
I have one question for you. Miss Crystal said, since Anya, you won last week, you get first pick. Do you agree or disagree?
I think that's very courteous. I think in a room full of drag queens, establishing some kind of order is reasonable. Yeah. I think that it shows Crystal's kind of congeniality, and it also shows that you did well last week. You should be rewarded, and I think agree that as adults we can all say that that's a fair way to do it.
I agree. I think that Crystal should have advocated for like the top 2. Maybe the tops of the week get to decide amongst themselves.
See, then it would have been like that. I think then everybody would like, no. Yeah. I think they would have shut that shit down.
Yeah, quick, yeah.
I could have even lobbied for Anya and Corey to have first picks.
Like the top and the
RuPaul will do that in the mini challenges. Like, since you survived the lip sync and you won the challenge, you're team captains type of thing.
Yeah.
So, but I thought it was very cordial. I thought it was very civilized. And then, the train fell off the tracks very quickly. This is my favorite thing about role picking. I'm not backing down.
Well, I want that part.
All right, fine. You can have it.
Listen, you're on that show because you have the claws out and you're ready to win that $200,000. Why didn't you fight for your role?
Like, if you are going to say, I'm not backing down, I need you to literally fist fight for your role at that point.
Or like a really heated game of rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, like something like tap dance for it. I don't know, audition for it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not backing down, don't back down. It just irks me. Then just like don't say anything. Be like, I really want the role, but I guess I can do something else. Like whatever. Because knowing myself, I would find something that I really want, and then another queen would be like, well, I really wanted that role. And I'd be like, oh, okay, you can have it. That's just the nature of my person, I think. Like, you, on the other hand,
never. Another bitch is not telling me that they're getting something that I want, because if I want it, I'm gonna get it. If I get it, I got it, and I'm gonna serve it, and y'all gonna eat it.
Yeah. So we see the roles kind of shaking down, and we get 2 kind of standoffs. We have a Crystal v. Lana. Again, we have the sequel from the Monopulence episode.
Yes.
And then we have the Hormona versus Lydia moment.
Yeah.
But what I want to talk about is this diabolical shade that Sam Starr throws at Lana. She goes, Crystal, I don't see you in that role. It's really basic and kind of dumb and like just overall underwhelming and awful and terrible.
Yeah.
I see Lana more in that role.
Like, that was crazy.
Corey King went, oh. Everybody was like,
she fell on the ground.
No, like, oh my God. I was like, and Lana was like, yeah, like, right? Like, yeah, like agreeing, like, just because she wanted the role.
When that moment happened, I was looking at my phone and I heard it, but I wasn't watching it. And I remember breaking my neck and going, did she say that in a confessional or did she just say that in front of all the girls? And he goes, no, in front of everyone.
Like, center of the couch in front of everybody.
I was gagged.
It was craziness. So we see that ultimately Lana and Lydia win their battles. Mm-hmm. Lydia plays the sympathy card to Miss Hormona, plays to her bleeding heart, and, you know, gets her way in the end, which we'll see how it went ultimately for both of them. And, you know, we get to going. We break out into our groups, and it's time to rehearse for RDR Live.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Everyone's breaking it down. They're doing their things, and I didn't realize. I guess maybe I wasn't paying attention, but
yeah, Josh was like on his phone half the episode.
I was on my phone half the episode because I was networking for us.
Mm-hmm. Period.
Exactly. I didn't realize that Anya was going to be in a scene and be the host. Is that an SNL thing? Like, is the host?
Yeah.
Like, is that a gag I'm supposed to understand?
So normally, like, I will say last year for RDR Live, Mirage's only job was hosting.
Exactly.
She wasn't also in a scene. But typically on SNL, the host is a celebrity guest. So it would be like RuPaul hosts SNL. Mm-hmm. So it was interesting to see. I think Anya did well in the hosting job. Something I noticed that was just like a little RuPaul's Drag Race fun fact for like RuPaul's Drag Race nerds would only realize this, is that Mirage and Anya both hosted RDR Live, and they both wore complete purple looks with purple hair when they hosted. I thought that was kind of funny. So it was interesting to see. It was like, is she gonna like be in the purple curse? Like, but I don't know. I think she broke it. But I want to talk more about the rehearsals because we have a lot of
I know what's best for the group, and you're gonna have to
a lot of trial and error with character voices and butting heads. Oh my God. Were there any moments that you wanted to touch on?
Yeah, I did actually. Something that really stuck to me is like, I am here, like, I'm a Susie Toot stan. Mm-hmm. Like, Susie motherfucking Toot, Susie Marie Toot. Like, I love you as a drag queen, but I didn't like her, like, role of, I'm just going to say leadership for, like, lack of a better term, but, like, you know, I think Crystal and Lexi knew how they wanted to do the news anchor roles. Yeah. I think that they had some jokes that they thought were going to hit, but I don't know if it was Susie setting them up to have her outshine them and be like, her role is better than everyone else's, but I just didn't like that, like, director role that Susie upheld, because then she shut down everyone else's ideas. And, like, if it's a group, at the end of the day, you're all going to get judged individually. Yeah.
You can tell me not to do it, but on the night of the show, if I really want to do it, I'm going to do it.
Exactly. Know? And I just think that Lexi and Crystal, I feel like Lexi took, like, the heat of it, but I think that Lexi and Crystal should have, I mean, they could have behind cameras and we didn't see it, but, like, I wish they put their foot down and was like, listen, I appreciate your idea, but this is what I'm doing for my role, and that it is what it is.
I do think that there is, you know, different people have different experiences. They have different skill sets. Susie comes from theater. Lexi Love has probably very rarely seen a Broadway show, at the very least. You know, she doesn't give theater queen, and that's fine. So offering your advice is different than making people take your advice, you know? You, Susie, too, can be like, this is my thought on what you're doing. Do with that what you will. But I think it was smart of Crystal and Lexi to realize that, like, a news anchor role can get very stiff very quickly. So,
of course.
You know, they had their cute little matching outfits, and it was cute. I think they ultimately, you know, they were both safe, so they ultimately pulled it out. But I do think that there was a little bit of conniving and you know, cunningness to Miss Toot, to kind of be like, we can't have 3 people stealing the show. So, you know, let's put all of our eggs in my basket.
No, that's exactly what Susie was giving me.
Yeah.
And listen.
And, you know, period, she got away with it.
I mean, she She did good. I'm gonna be honest. I think that like drunk aunt cigarette smoking like South like I think it's overdone, overused, overdrawn. Like I'm ready to shake it up with something different. Did she do well? Yes, of course she did well.
Yeah.
I'm just tired of seeing that stereotyped character in a role like this. Like change it up. Like I don't want to see like the drunk pregnant aunt anymore. Like I don't know.
Drunk and pregnant is crazy.
No, but true. Like, shake it up. I don't know.
What bothered me about watching the RDR live skits is that we couldn't hear Rupaul. Like,
true.
Obviously, it was recorded in their separate sketch, you know, like whatever. They obviously can't have Rupaul sitting there, whatever. But for most live comedy challenges, we get to hear the judges' reactions. We get to hear their laughter.
Or something, yeah.
And I know that Susie Toot knew exactly what she was doing, because RuPaul loves that kind of character.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, you can switch it up and change it up, but you got to play to RuPaul.
Yeah.
You have to play to Ru's references, Ru's sense of humor, and, you know, you have to morph your character into something that is readable and funny to Ru, which I think Susie did excellently.
So I have a question. Are they given a full skit, or are they given an idea and they have to make a skit? Because now I'm confused.
They were given scripts of yeah, they were given
okay,
scripts.
So they have full scripts that they're following.
Yeah,
okay. Because I'm like, oh, did Susie make up these lines, or
I think that they had like the bones of their scene, and then it was up to them to kind of like
fill in,
flourish it, and give it a flair, and like, fill it in for sure.
Okay.
So we head into our RDR live. We kind of started talking about it already, but we're gonna keep talking about it now. So were there any, just like before we get into the nitty gritty of it, were there any moments that like really stuck out to you, good or bad?
Bad, the opening scene. Good, for me, half of the closing scene. Half.
In the doctor's office?
Yeah. Because I thought Acacia did great.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that she was robbed from a top place in terms of her RDR performance. That's just me. Like, I feel like she played her role. She knew what she was doing. It was something different. I, for the first time, was like actually captivated by her. Like, she drew me in.
Yeah, I
was like,
Acacia has finally like arrived.
Like, she's definitely broken out of her shell. At this point, like, I'm starting to see her personality. I didn't think that like the Crystal, Lexi, Susie was like number one. Like, for me, like, I think they were safe. Yeah. But I don't think that
I agree. I think
they deserve the top.
I think all three of them should have been safe, if not high.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It was interesting. I think my standout moments that weren't for the best reasons. Lana did surprise me in the sense that like she looked like she was having fun. Yeah. And she kind of opened up a little bit
like
more.
a different Lana.
Yeah, we got to see a different side of Lana. Do I think that her performance was as earth-shattering as she assumed it to be? No. But it was still a really nice way to kind of like open her up a little bit. I was really shocked and just about that whole cave scene, the whole caveman scene.
It just was a little cringy for me. Like, I thought that we were going with like the ooh ah ah caveman like drive, yeah, like, but then the ooga booga and like Flintstones kind of thing, and then all of a sudden Lana walks out and like Corey was doing this the whole time, but like they were talking normal. And
well, that was the whole thing, is that Anya, Arietti, and Corey were ooga booga cavemen, but Lana was like the evolution.
But Arietti's the only person who actually gave ooga booga. Like, the other two just gave...
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of cohesion. Like, I wish that all three of them either committed to the Ooga Booga or didn't.
I genuinely think that scene was my least favorite, and I think that all of them should have been ranked low. Me, personally.
Well, I will say...
Well, I guess we can take Anya out of it because she had another role.
Yeah,
but
she did good as a host, too.
Yeah.
She was good as the host.
The caveman scene for me was just a full cringe. Like, genuine full cringe.
Yeah, Corey's character... next to Arietti's character, like Corey was giving us like Seinfeld aunt, like Jerry Seinfeld voice, like, and then we had like a full-blown Tasmanian devil like animal from the Muppets next to her, and it was like they don't coincide. And then I don't know, the best part of that scene was Bruno. Yeah.
No, I literally said that. I was like, thank you, Bruno.
Yeah.
The next scene, which was the Sam, Hormona, and Jules scene. Jules, I'm going to be honest, you gave absolutely nothing. Like, I don't even remember your character. I generally couldn't even, I don't remember one line that you said.
Yeah, like, we did go out last night to watch Drag Race at Bar X in Philly.
Hosted by Buttercup.
Yes, if you are out in the Philly area, be sure to check it out. So it was tough for us to hear kind of the nuances of the RDR Live sketches. And I said to him on the way home, I was like, were we just like missing the jokes? Like, was it too loud in the bar?
Yeah.
But I agree that the three of them, it was very flat. I also think the way that their scene was structured with all of them
there's no dimension. Yeah,
all of them just sitting in a straight line was really tough to kind of make funny. But again, Jules tried something. She tried a voice, whatever. So kudos on that. There were some girls that just went out and did their voice and played themselves, Anya and Hormona, and
But I think Hormona was the best out of her skit.
No, she was definitely the best out of those three. She was definitely the funniest.
My name is Sam Starr, and I'm going to
but I like that. It was funny to me at first.
But it didn't. And then where did it go?
Yeah, it just didn't go anywhere. So. Next up, we have Queen Network News, and we have Miss Crystal Envy, Lexi Love, and Susan Marie Toot. And I think that this was the most cohesive and well acted scene
between all the pairs that were involved. Yes, I definitely agree that they all were integrated in making sure that their scene was good together as a whole, and I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't really have many notes because we just talked about the fact that I really am not a fan of that drunk pregnant aunt.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Touching on Crystal and Lexi, I will say that their performances were almost too good. In a way that there was no risk taken.
Yeah.
They were kind of just themselves in that moment with a little bit more of a poise about them.
Yeah.
So I think it was perfectly fine that they were safe. And they were a high safe for me, but I do think that if they had just taken a little bit more of a risk with maybe their accent or their voice or the way that they were dressed, because they were dressed the same, just in different colors.
They looked hot.
They looked so good.
So good.
You need to go see their Instagram post.
Their photo shoot?
It was so good. I love it. But I liked it. I mean, they, like I said, they were almost too real. I could see them hosting a gay news network.
Imagine.
Literally. Someone book them, please.
No, literally, please. Gay Action News?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
GAC. Or GAN. No.
Should we start that?
We got
too many ideas. Our last scene was Acacia and Lydia with whoever that guest celebrity judge.
Robert Downs.
Who's Robert Downs? Well, Robert Downs was the fill-in doctor. This is my thing. Let's just call as it is. Lydia did not do well.
Lydia fought for a role that she drowned in.
She drowned. We immediately knew that Lydia was going to be lip-syncing for her life. That role was not good. But Acacia, you did, to me, I'm being so genuine. Take the partner aspect out of it. You did so well. I felt your acting. I felt you seducing the dot. Honestly, all of the emotion that Acacia was feeling, I really did feel. I think she did such a good job. And she was snubbed in a top 3.
Yeah, I don't know if I would put her in the top 3. She was definitely high for me. I do think I definitely liked her character. She had a very good, understandable character. But I do think it was kind of the same thing with Crystal and Lexi. It was almost too real.
Yeah.
It didn't go anywhere. There was no risks taken, So she was good. I think that if she had a better counterpart in her scene, it would have helped her shine more, because I think that everybody was just focusing on how bad Lydia was doing.
Yeah.
So
what would have
focus on it.
What would have been a gag was if Hormona played the grandma. Hormona and Acacia killed it and were top 2.
Yeah.
That would have had the girls gag.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh my god, yeah. That
I would have ate that up. I would have really ate that up. That wraps up our RDR Live. I mean, we had some good performance. We had some not so good performances, some one note, a little bit of risk, some failed accents, and a dead grandma.
I don't know. Grandma wasn't dead. She was going to the private office. The funniest part of that whole scene was when she walked out and she was like, with her fake big grandma butt. That was the best part of the whole scene for me.
Lydia did eat that up.
We jump back into the workroom after RDR, crashes and burns yet again. And everybody in the workroom is like, yeah, girl.
I did great.
I'll see you next week.
No, this is where, what is in the Gatorade, what is in the water, because everybody is sipping on some drag delusion.
Yeah.
I don't know how, the only person that's not sipping on drag delusion is dead ass Lydia.
Yeah, she's I sucked.
No, she generally knew, her role was not good. And honestly, kudos for you, mama. Kudos for understanding that you did bad. Because we need people who can understand that they didn't do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, there is a point as a drag queen where sometimes delusion is the only thing that can get you through a situation.
Yeah.
And you need it. It is like an armor being delusional. And sometimes it works, and other times, you just look crazy. But self-awareness is also so important, especially in the world stage of drag. Mm-hmm. I feel like for me, you need to be so hyper aware of everyone around you and yourself, because it's the only way that you're going to realize what's hitting, what's not hitting, what you need to work on, what you need to keep digging into. And I was saying this last night, that there are queens that get on the show and they're picked. Take Susie Toot, for example. Mm-hmm. She is the tap dancing diva of Tampa. And just for an example, someone like that will get on Drag Race and then never tap dance. You need to go on Drag Race and you need to hit them over the head with the reason that they picked you.
Yeah.
If you're a dancer, you need to incorporate your dancing into every challenge. If you're a singer, you need to figure out how to sing in every challenge. And mold it and change it and shape it. So, Lydia doing this reference character of a show that she's never seen, why wouldn't you pick the podcaster, the younger role? This ASMR lesbian role would have been perfect for Lydia.
Yes.
She goes, oh, I want the old lady role because I can really dig into the makeup. You can be an old lady as a podcaster too. But especially when you're reaching into RuPaul's prehistoric book of references, Golden Girls is one of the only things that RuPaul probably remembers. So you need to hit that over the head and nail it.
That was so gaggy.
These newer references, you can kind of mold and shape them and teach RuPaul about them.
Yeah.
But
you can't teach RuPaul about Golden Girls when RuPaul was behind the camera when Golden Girls was
RuPaul was on set for Golden Girls.
Oh my god. RuPaul actually did the makeup for the girls.
No, RuPaul was styling the wigs for Golden Girls. She actually wrote the script.
And she sewed the outfits.
Yeah, you need.
And she built the scenes.
No, not too much. Not too much.
Not too much.
If you're gonna do something that RuPaul is a big fan of, it's like Bianca Del Rio doing Judge Judy for Snatch Game. Judge Judy is RuPaul's favorite TV show. So you better go in there and you better nail it. And you didn't. So. But it's on you, and you know that. So cheers to you.
No, cheers to that. We can even just skip over the workroom post RDR Live, because the delusion is actually just in it has flooded the room.
Yeah, it's almost infuriating.
Yeah.
It's you sucked.
No,
you all sucked.
You all sucked.
Yeah.
Generally, and I can't even blame just taking a moment, I can't blame all the girls. Yes, I can blame me for a little bit, because you're on a show. This is your task. This is what you have to do. You have to do something to nail a little bit. But at the end of the day, they didn't choose the characters. They didn't choose the script. They're working on what they're given. But you better take what you're given, and you better build a damn castle.
Yeah, it's also these girls, they go and they do these skits. There's no live studio audience. There's nothing in front of them other than cameras. So all they can do is pump each other up and say, we killed it, we killed it, we killed it. So they're, in that aspect, I'll give it to them of you have to kind of keep yourself sane. Yeah. But also, like I said, it all goes back to self-awareness. When you're not funny. Well, some people do. Not everybody. But speaking of self-awareness, we need to be aware of what was taken down the runway. So, If you want to see our full runway breakdown, be sure to head over to this week's episode of Check or Chuck, because we're getting into the nitty-gritty of this week's episode, Tickle Me Pink, on the runway. So be sure to check that out, and we're going to get into the judges' critiques. Alrighty, we just finished breaking down all the runways this week, so if you want to hear us talk about those, be sure to head over to Check or Chuck over on our YouTube channel, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty of who tickled us pink and
who tickled me not.
Yeah, who tickled us blue, maybe. I don't know.
Sadness, Corona.
But for now, it's time to talk about our tops and our bottoms of the week. For our tops, we have Anya, Susie Toots, and Hormona Lisa. And in the bottom this week, we have Lydia, Arietti, and Sam Star. Do you agree?
No.
Okay.
I don't agree for the sole purpose that I think that Acacia, what? I don't even give a fuck.
It's still Acacia. It's always been Acacia.
I think Acacia was robbed from a top spot. Like, I genuinely think that, like, Hormona and I don't know, because Anya did an okay job she did a good job at hosting, but I don't think that her hosting put her in a top spot. I also, I'm just over the Susie character, not Susie, but I'm over the character that she played, so I wouldn't want to give her a top spot. I think Hormona was good, but, do I think Hormona deserved to be in the top? You repeated your runway 3 weeks in a row. I don't know. There's so many. Who would I put in there? Maybe Lexi, Acacia, and Crystal?
Wow.
I
That's a crazy top three.
I genuinely just don't think that the top three were the top three.
I could see cause for everybody that was in the top this week to be in the top. I had issues with the bottoms. I don't think that Arietti should have been in the bottom three. And if she was in the bottom three, I don't think she should have touched a lip sync.
No.
I think that Arietti should have been swapped out for Corey King. And I think Sam Star and Jules could have gone either way. I think Jules edged out Sam in the runway for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. The judging this week was very peculiar. It was very, very just what?
I was actually gagged.
Yeah. I can see the Susie Toot win because Susie had the most developed, well-rounded character. She had an interesting runway look, and RuPaul kind of loves what she gave. So, fine. Susie Toot win. I'll deal with that. That's fine. So, it was interesting, though. We see that Susie does win the challenge. Anya and Hormona are safe. And then we have our bottom three of Arietti, Sam Star, and Lydia B. Collins. Everybody is kind of like, Lydia girl.
We'll see you on...
We'll see you, in the lip sync for your life.
Exactly.
You better learn those words. But even at the bar last night, and even the girls in the workroom on Twitter, everybody was like, oh, it's Sam. It's Sam, it's Sam, it's Sam. Just based on the runway alone, it should have been Sam.
Yes.
But RuPaul, RuPaul Marie decides...
RuPaul Marie Charles.
Yeah. And you know what? The compliments that they gave Arietti's look, this is one of the greatest looks, on the runway. This is insane, all this stuff. And also, you're lip syncing for your life.
No, but, one thing that I feel like is historical about RuPaul's Drag Race is that, if you're in the bottom and it's you and another girl and you both didn't really nail the challenge, the best look is safe.
It should be based on the runway.
The best look is safe. Why was Sam safe?
RuPaul's Drag Race only takes the runway into account when it's in the favor of somebody that they want to keep safe.
Yeah.
If to burst anybody's bubble out there that thinks RuPaul's Drag Race is completely free of production persuasion, but at the end of the day, it is a TV show. Yeah. They are going to do what is going to make the audience, clutch their pearls and gay gasp. And that's, and that's what they did last night, because everybody and their moms would have said that Arietti shouldn't have been in that lip sync. I think that Sam and Arietti, they both swung big with a character in the challenge that flopped. Mm-hmm. They're even in the challenge. On the runway, Arietti walked all over Sam. She walked all over everybody on the runway.
Yes.
So for her to have been put in the bottom, it's because I think they wanted to protect Sam. They didn't want the option of having Sam to go home just yet because she's already won a challenge. Ariete has already been in the bottom once, or the bottom 3 once.
Yeah.
She's lip synced, right?
No, she hasn't lip synced yet. But she was in the bottom. She was safe, but she was in the bottom.
Yeah, so it was interesting to see that she was put into the lip sync. I don't know.
It's just
there's some tomfoolery afoot.
Yeah, there was definitely some strings pulled in the production studio. Listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Yeah. Ariete and Lydia were unfortunately our bottom 2, and Samstar was safe. But like, I'm just waiting for like the math to be released. Like, how did the math there? Because like 2 + 2 did not equal Samstar.
Yeah, there needs to be a discussion, and there needs to be more of a sturdy and consistent grading system in Drag Race.
Yes.
It either needs to be 50-50 or the judges need to be honest about it. Like, your challenge is worth 80% of your week. You know, you need, or you know, whatever it's going to be, 60-40, 70-30.
Unless it's like a design challenge or a ball where like literally the challenge is your look.
Yeah.
Then like, no, yes, there needs to be some breakdown.
This is a drag queen competition. Ooh. The looks should come into play, you know? Like, why do we do the runways if they're not going to matter? Moving on, we have this week as our lip sync song. One of my personal favorite songs, actually.
I literally, as the song came on, I was like, you would eat this up.
Josh turned to me and went, it would be over.
Like, this, like, you guys don't understand, but we just celebrated his 25th birthday last week. We literally went to a club called Boogie Nights. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Like,
the club in it is in Atlantic City, and it specializes in 70s, 80s, and 90s hits. So, like, boogie disco music is what we did for my birthday.
Like, we boogied down.
Like,
and talking about boogieing down,
Lydia
Boogie Collins. No, like, Lydia, girl, where did... I was gooped and gagged.
No, because you know what? I knew it. And I called it, and I knew it. I knew it. You don't go on to Drag Race if you're not at least ready to lip sync for your life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Unless you're Charlie Hides, you're going to at least do your best.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like, I want to give Ariete some recognition because, like, in the beginning... No. Don't give that face yet. Because there was a moment where you give that face, but it wasn't in the beginning. I thought, and, like, in my whole soul, I was like, Ariete is going to come out and start eating the girls up in these lip syncs. Like, you can't be like talking trash and being a nasty girl and not be able to like hold it up.
Apparently you can, because Ariete was doing it.
But there was just like right after she did like the across this, like right after that moment,
she was like,
and then it was downhill, and I was like, ooh, like I think everybody in the bar went.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Ariete performs like every 22-year-old drag queen in a large city. I'm sorry, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's the I'm gonna give them cute, hit the beginning words, and then the chorus hits, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
An 8 count.
Yeah, it's the drag queen 8 count.
It's the petty special.
So baby, yeah, exactly. You know what? It's Old Faithful, but it has to be used correctly.
Yeah,
and I just think that Ariete really got the wrong song.
Yes.
I think we need like a Blondie Call Me for Ariete, like come on, like something grungy, something rockier. This song was very, I think, in Lydia's kind of silly, goofy, like white girl can't dance, area. Unfortunately,
the thing is though, yes, fortunately, yes, but like I just like Lydia Boogie Collins, what do you know about boogieing, girl? Like, who taught you how to boogie like that?
She was boogieing down. You feel the music, honey? That Boogie Wonderland transports you.
Listen, and I think the most heartbreaking thing for me about that entire lip sync was like, before they even started lip syncing, like Ariete was full on crying. Like she was like, I can't believe I'm on the bottom, da-da-da. Like that whole moment happened. And then they finished the lip sync, and Lydia's like, I know that the girls did not want me to win. And she's crying.
That's my heart that nobody wants me here. I just sent home their friend. Like,
Corey
wants you there, girl.
Listen, I know that Corey and Lydia.
Lydia wants that Lydia B, honey. That did break my heart because it's you're already so like emotionally overwhelmed when you go to Drag Race. I can only imagine. And then to go there and feel like you don't have the sisterhood that would want to see you come back from a lip sync. And I don't even think it's as serious as that, to be honest with you. I just think that Ariete has more of a clique.
Yeah, she has a big friend group.
And, so yeah. I think that it's not that they didn't want Lydia to come back, it's that they really wanted Ariete to come back.
Exactly.
And she did, because we see Miss Ariete head over to the badunkadunk, and she pulls lever number 1, which there is video evidence. I called it that it would be 1 and 7 for season 17. And she dunks Michelle in. I'm sorry, Michelle. That high cut gold.
What? Michelle, please never wear that bathing suit ever again.
Yeah, please don't.
It was not flattering. It did not look well.
Yeah. So we see another double Shantae, the second of the season, episode 5. We have only lost 2 girls. Are you excited that Ariete pulled the lever?
I'm excited that Ariete pulled the lever because after seeing her runway, bruh,
I think that
give it to me.
She was unjustly lip syncing, so it was nice that she kind of was like brought back.
And she gets to go to Vegas. You won yourself a trip.
I know, like, come on, girl. So now the badunkadunk twist is done.
Thank God.
For the rest of season 17, if you're in the bottom of your head's going
you're out. No, because like we need some girls to go.
Candy, wait, Candy.
In her yellow dress with her sunflower stuck to her head.
So that wraps it up. We don't have an elimination, so we don't have a final, queen to give our thoughts on. If Ariete did go, I was gonna be very upset because it was not her time.
No, it wasn't her time, and like I also don't think that Lucky Star should have went when she went, because like that's another runway package I really wanted to see. But like Ariete, I know that she has some looks that are going to like put my jaw on the floor. Like please don't let me down, but like I am looking forward to seeing her the next few weeks.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, and all we can do is wait. So that has been your reality check on, I know we don't have a book to close. That's been your reality check on RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, Episode 5. If you're looking for more reality TV content, be sure to check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and TikTok, where we keep you up to date and in the know with all things reality TV. And we will see you for Episode 6 of RuPaul's Drag Race. No badunkadonks, no this, that, and the other. Somebody's going home, and we'll be here to talk about it. So we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.